Always low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
U.S. President Donald J. Trump triumphantly returned to this year's Conservative Political Action Conference as Commander-in-Chief, where he spoke to an exuberant crowd Saturday afternoon at its annual forum that was held in National Harbor, Maryland. Now let's check out some of the president's key comments during his 75-minute address at the largest yearly gathering of conservatives across the nation.
I'm the only one that ever had to beat two people. Thank you, Mercedes. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. God bless America.
CPAC 2025 ran from February 19th until February 22nd. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to the sunny, beautiful desert oasis of Pahrump, with coverage in both Clark and Nye counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Always low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
In major military moves, U.S. President Donald J. Trump has positioned Air Force Lieutenant General John Dan Kane as the 22nd Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff after ousting his predecessor, General Charles Q. Brown, on Friday. Let's find out more about the F-16 fighter pilot who has flown over 150 combat hours and held a paramount role in the after effects of 9/11. Lieutenant General Dan Kane was sworn in as the Associate Director for Military Affairs, Central Intelligence Agency in Washington, D.C. on November 3, 2021, and has served in a wide range of operational staff and joint assignments, primarily as an F-16 fighter pilot, weapons officer, White House staff member, and special operations officer.
ADMA sits between the CIA and the Department of Defense, and our motto is together we win.
It has been forecasted that the U.S. Senate will likely approve Lieutenant General Dan Kane's nomination as the 22nd Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. On behalf of everyone here at KPVM-Television, thank you to all our men and women in the military for your selfless service. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage in both counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Your original hometown dealer, Saida, Trudeau Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
KPVM-Television had the opportunity to speak with local firearms expert and instructor Russ Martin, who offered his take on the new 47th presidential administration with regard to the Second Amendment and why it's so vital to preserve all of our open land here in southern Nevada. We haven't spoken to you since President Trump scored his monumental and unprecedented second presidential term. What does this mean for the Second Amendment and the firearms industry at large?
Well, it's great because we've got a constitutional president in the White House. President Trump has already given instructions to our Attorney General to go over all the anti-Second Amendment laws that President Biden enacted, go through to see which ones violate the Second Amendment and get rid of them. We've got a pro-gun FBI with Kash Patel. Basically, we've got pro-Constitution people in the offices where they need to be. So this should unwind the anti-gun laws that President Biden enacted.
And as we know, at the end of campaign season 2024, Kamala came out with allegedly she has a gun but wanted to take ours. What is the underlying message here about that?
Privilege. Basically, I can have a gun to protect myself, but you don't need one. Leave it as good or better than the way you found it.
Nevada is home to approximately 48 million acres of open land. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over the hump to the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage in both counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Your original hometown dealer, Saida, Trudeau Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
The National Guard plays a pivotal role in combating illegal activity at our southern border by supporting sealing and securing missions under the auspices of the Department of Defense. We are now joined by Border Patrol Agent Christina Smallwood and members of the National Guard, detailing their hard work on the front lines at the Mexican-American border.
When it comes to Operation Lone Star, what does that mean for us? That means working in close collaborations with our local, state, and federal partners. Working alongside the National Guard helps us prevent, mitigate, and respond to any illicit activity in areas that see high threat levels.
National Guard members supporting Operation Lone Star play a monumental role by providing assistance to state and federal authorities when securing the southern border.
I think it's helping our community a lot, not only our state and our country as well, but it goes down to the cities down here. Some people may not see what's actually going on, and a lot of people don't understand it, but I think the things that we're doing and being able to help in a certain way as far as maintaining vehicles and teaching other people to maintain them.
On behalf of everyone here at KPVM-Television, thank you so much for your selfless service in keeping America safe. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage of both Clark and Nye counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Always low, low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
As of yesterday afternoon, I've been diagnosed with Bell's palsy, thanks to the experts at Dr. Bryson G. Richards Medical Practice in sunny Summerlin. Bell's palsy is a condition that causes sudden muscle weakness on one side of the face, while the exact cause remains unknown. I wanted to share an honest account of the last couple of days rather than try to hide it, in hopes that it could help even one person. I first noticed something was up when I was editing my Tuesday story and saw my left eye excessively blinking uncontrollably in post-production, and I was having trouble pronouncing R's and W's, as us KPVM hustlers proudly write, shoot, and edit all of our TV work by ourselves. However, I chalked it up to editing for far too long and went outside in nature, where it felt even worse with outside elements affecting my face.
If someone has paralysis on one side of the face, they should immediately seek medical care to rule out other causes. And Bell's palsy is really a diagnosis of exclusion once all these other causes have been ruled out.
By Wednesday morning, I thought I had damaged my left eyeball from a ripped contact that indeed are not colored, and damaged my eyeball because I had blurred vision with discomfort. But taking the contacts out only made my eyes hurt more. I did not want to go down the Google diagnosis rabbit hole, so I tried my best to distract myself. By Thursday morning, I could not close my right eye at all, and my mouth had taken a left turn. At this point, I thought it was the Botox I received 2.9 weeks earlier at the best med spa ever forever.
The treatment early on is medical, with antiviral medication and steroid medication to help reduce swelling and inflammation around the nerve.
I was grateful the Premier Medical Practice could get me in that same afternoon, and I was treated by the most warm and wise medical professional one could ever hope for, who correctly and compassionately diagnosed me. I was honest with PA Rebecca Newsom that I have no pre-existing conditions, am on no prescription medications, in long-term recovery for lethal blackout binge drinking, subside on fast food, Dr. Pepper, and tons of water, and am in one of my Marlboro Red smoking eras. PA Newsom assured me that it was most probably not permanent, while her demeanor, expertise, wit, eye drops, vitamin D, and steroid prescription, IE solution, made me feel instantly better. Now I'm off to get my steroid prescription. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage in both Nye and Clark counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Always low, low prices at Pahrump Valley Auto Plaza.
In the most major of current domestic military moves, February 2025 marked the lowest number of illegal acts and actors attempting to cross into our southern border in years. We are now joined by anonymous Operation Lone Star National Guard troops who are currently patrolling the Rio Grande River just off McAllen, Texas.
We are here to assist state law enforcement officials in the apprehension of illegally crossing migrants. We predominantly work to support the Department of Public Safety out here in Texas, our state law enforcement agency, with the apprehension of migrants crossing illegally, as well as the interdiction of drug, weapons, and human smuggling.
Over the weekend, the president published, the month of February, my first full month in office, had the lowest number of illegal immigrants trying to enter our country in history by far. There were only 8,326 apprehensions of illegals by Border Patrol at the U.S.-Mexico border, all of whom were quickly ejected from our nation or, when necessary, prosecuted for crimes against the United States of America. This means that very few people came. The invasion of our country is over. In comparison, under Joe Biden, there were 300,000 illegals crossing in 1 month, and virtually all of them were released into our country. Thanks to the Trump administration policies, the border is closed to all illegal immigrants. Anyone who tries to illegally enter the USA will face significant criminal penalties and immediate deportation.
So when we're doing riverine patrol, one of the most important things that we can do is honestly sit and wait for any Border Patrol traffic that comes over the net. When we're waiting for that traffic confirmation to come over from Border Patrol, we'll do patrols up and down the riverbanks. We'll look on the U.S. side for any signs that someone's crossed the river.
Operation Lone Star works alongside federal and state law enforcement, including U.S. Border Patrol, with a consistent and continuing mission to deter, detect, and halt illegal border crossings and to intercept transnational criminals at our southern border.
We'll look for what's called scout activity. What they're doing is they're scouting out our activity to inform the cartels that it's okay to push bodies, or if they need to adjust left and right to push those migrants.
U.S. President Donald J. Trump added, illegal border crossings last month were the lowest ever recorded. Thank you.
Interactions can vary day to day. Most of the time, Whenever it's family units, these are people that don't want any trouble. We've also got some aggressive encounters that we've had. Other times we'll have encounters with the cartel. They can take pot shots at us. They can try and get into fist fights with us. It changes on a case-by-case basis.
On behalf of everyone here at KPVM Television, thank you so much for your selfless service. To all of our viewers, I appreciate you looking and listening to my Bell's palsy afflicted face. See you tomorrow from Las Vegas.
Your original hometown dealer, Saida, Trudeau Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
The Western Veterinary Conference is in full swing here in Las Vegas at Mandalay Bay and serves as one of the largest and longest-running animal doctor conferences nationwide. We get the opportunity to speak to local participant Dr. Lisa Morrow, owner of Haven Animal Hospital, who spearheads the entire medical practice all by herself.
I've been coming here for 27 years, and this is one of the most dynamic conferences in the world. There are hundreds of speakers from all over the world, and I come here every year. I can get all of my continuing education in 4 days, and it gets me updated on the most innovative, recent advances in technology and medicine, and I can pass that on to my patients.
Extremely impressive. And for those that aren't animal lovers, the veterinarian medical school is the hardest one to get into of all medical schools and any university. Tell us a little bit about that, your preparation to get into veterinarian school.
It is difficult. It's very difficult. It was 4 years of undergraduate training and then applying to multiple veterinary schools and being accepted and then moving to Iowa and going to veterinary school there.
You have your own practice that you run by yourself with a small staff, and you're the only veterinarian knowing all the species of Noah's Ark. How do you do it all as one person?
It's very difficult, but it is my love for animals, my love for science, the challenge of medicine, and it keeps me going every day. Challenges are becoming the current climate of inflation. The rents are rising, the cost of goods is rising, and unfortunately I'm having to pass that along, which I do not want to do because my focus is to try to help the clients, try to help the patients, and take care of the animals.
Give us all here at KPVM Television an example of how your animal love runs deep.
Well, from the time I was a child, I was around horses, I was around dogs, I was around cats, and I've just always had a passion and a draw to animals, and I've always wanted to do things to help them.
Dr. Lisa, dog is God spelled backwards.
It is, and my life is dedicated to helping animals, and although I'm not a god, I do my best to take care of everybody, take care of the animals that I can. We have a very small staff, but they are all very dedicated to helping animals, helping people help their animals, and we're there for them if they need us.
Haven Animal Hospital is located just off Blue Diamond Road in close proximity to Pahrump and Nye County. This month, the clinic is offering a 10% discount to all new furry clients. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to pretty Pahrump with coverage in both Nye and Clark counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Todd's Carpet and Tile Cleaning. Call or text 702-595-0488.
During U.S. President Donald J. Trump's address to a joint session of Congress last night, the Commander-in-Chief honored Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz for his selfless service on America's front lines around the Rio Grande River. Let's hear what the president had to say about the U.S. veterans' deadly fight against the drug cartels in Texas.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
President Trump's recent illegal immigration policies have resulted in the lowest amount of border crossings in recorded history.
With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. when heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them.
The Border Patrol agent has served in the position since 2015 and is a veteran of the U.S. Navy and California State Guard.
Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good.
The heroic honoree was seated next to the families of Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungary.
Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing.
This marks the president's first address to a joint session of Congress this presidential term, and I'm making Bell's Palsy great again. Reporting from Clark County and shooting it over the hump to Pretty for Hump, with coverage in both counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Todd's Carpet and Tile Cleaning. Call or text 702-595-0488.
Exercise Justified Accord recently wrapped up in East Africa and is a multinational mission that ran from February 10th until the 21st. We are now joined by U.S. Army Sergeant First Class Andy Gutierrez, a gunnery specialist detailing his work with Kenyan artillery forces and joint terminal attack controllers.
My time in Kenya, I've been here about three rotations, 2020 or 2020-21, 22-23, and then now in 2025. My role here is specifically to help the cannoneers of the Kenyan Defense Forces to basically enhance their particular skills in artillery. They know the basics, and I'm just here to help them get further.
JA-25 is the leading U.S. Africa Command exercise in East Africa, designed to boost multinational combat readiness, strengthen crisis response capabilities, and support allies and partners within the region.
The first time I came here with the KDF, they just got their 119ers. They had a little bit of practice with the Massachusetts National Guard, and so they are learning the basics. So through 20 and 21, I give them simple classes on how to utilize their sights and how to properly in place. In 22 to 23, I basically help them get into the advanced skills and taught more classes like that. In 25 now, I'm just seeing them all come to place.
The mission is led by U.S. Army Southern European Task Force Africa and is hosted by Kenya, Djibouti, and Tanzania.
My role as an advisor in the 2nd Security Forces Assistant Brigade is to advise all the KDF, along with the Massachusetts National Guard, to better use their artillery skills as my role as an advisor. In 2025, we're doing our joint integrated fires, which is like the culminating event for me in particular, just because I've been here so much between 2021 and 2023. So it goes beginner, intermediate, and now to me this is advanced. So it's a great thing to see, and I can't wait to see it progress.
JA-25 integrates high-intensity training scenarios which fine-tune warfighting skills, expands operational reach, and enhances complex joint and multinational operations.
This will be my last rotation out here. Kenya is just like my second home since I've been here so much. The people are lovely, they're nice, and if I could, I'll take a vacation out here when I can.
On behalf of everyone here at KPVM-Television, thank you so much for your selfless service. And a big appreciation to all of our viewers for being so gracious as I report with my Bell's Palsy inflicted face. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over that hump to wonderful per hump with coverage in both counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.